Thank you. Mark, I'm so familiar with when you played and you were dominant in the post, and that's the same for a few players I know you admired tonight.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, it's much harder now to consistently score inside because teams defensively are so much quicker to double team you and get the ball out of your hands if you're a good low post scorer.
They read defensively well, and they rotate Clark so quickly. I'm always amazed at that.
Fast and hard.
And the starting group for the Spurs. It's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Then it's Mills, then it's DeRozan, and it's Forbes in at the 2 guard. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. Here's Aldridge. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Horford.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
That free throw good from Aldridge. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Here's Richardson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Bounce pass Mills. Now here is Pirtle. Poke loose, and it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Embiid with the block. And stolen by Aldridge. He kicks it to Mills. Spurs working the ball around now. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. Here's Aldridge. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Simmons passes to Harris. The pass to Horford. Just 5 to shoot. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Shots good by Mills.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
Simmons left side. Chalk up 2 there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his first foul. And San Antonio has possession. It's a 3-point game. Now here's Mills, guarded by Simmons. Here's DeRozan. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
You know, guys, I look at DeMar DeRozan, and I think he's one of the very best at making tough shots. I mean, the defense is draped all over him, and he still finds a way to get it up and down.
And Pirtle sends it back. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Aldridge kicks to Pirtle. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Harris.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
It's dangerous now letting Embiid get this deep. You're asking to get posterized with the throwdown.
Mills passes to Forbes. Knocked loose. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Spurs. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Ennis, he's checked in for Ben Simmons. Harris against DeRozan. Good D by Embiid.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
It's Richardson on the wing, covered by Mills. Horford finds Richardson. Lock at 6. Here's Ennis. That shot no good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And Pirtle pulls it down. And so it's Mills who will bring it up for San Antonio. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a feeling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills now with a decade in the NBA.
6 foot nothing. And that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Where you start in the standings could be very different, Clark, from where you finish. As a team, what do you do to continue to improve as the season goes on?
I think it's a combination of little things and guys getting more familiar and more accepting of their roles. But I think it's always attention to detail, Kevin. That's really where teams make the most improvement, not forgetting the little things on a daily basis, the habits that produce winning over time.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity. You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Shooting two.
First one falls for him. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in. Pass to Mills. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. He can't hit that time. The 76ers trail by 7 to the right side. Now here's Ennis. Tight defense on him. Kicks it out to Richardson. And it's off from three-point range. For San Antonio, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. And it's DeRozan missing. And the 76ers shooting in the early going here. Pretty dreadful, 22%. Charity stripe shot. Harris passes to Ennis. Pass to Embiid. 5 on the clock. Fade away. That one wide left.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
And Forbes kicks to Mills. DeRozan against Embiid. And the rejection by Embiid.
Yeah, good energy and awareness that time by Embiid to deny that shot.
Lyles check in for San Antonio. DeJounte Murray comes in for Patty Mills. Here is Forbes. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The 76ers trail by 7. Here's Richardson. It's hauled in by Lyles.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Outside DeRozan. Aldridge taking his time here. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. For 3, Murray. It's hauled in by Richardson. Here's Ennis. Another miss by Philadelphia.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Forbes dishes to DeRozan. For 3, Murray. That one's not going to go. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
Pass to Aldridge. Outside DeRozan. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And the basket by Harris.
Really tough to defend Tobias Harris any better than that. I mean, he's just got a special knack for making tough shots.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
Inside, here's Richardson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
For Philadelphia, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Richardson.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
So he gets them both. You were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
Murray, no good.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Spurs leading by 5. Gay with it. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington. Carroll passes to Bellinelli. Lets the 3 fly. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Spurs. Here's Lyles, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
That free throw, no good.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, you know, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid, with his injury history, would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
The 76ers trail by 4. Now the pass to Scott. Lyles against Richardson. Dishes it to Embiid. Pass to Thibault. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Joel Embiid. 10th in rebounding, 15th in blocks. And he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Gay, that's good. And the Spurs lead by 6.
Yeah, it's important for Gay to be able to finish in traffic. I mean, he's so much better when he shows some physicality and toughness.
Scott finds Richardson. 1:16 left here in the opening quarter. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Korkmaz no good. San Antonio leading by 6. And here is Murray. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Clark coming out of Washington is a one-and-done. DeJounte Murray was considered a raw prospect.
Yeah, very raw. The 29th pick in the 2016 draft, guys, taken by the Spurs. Excellent physical tools and outstanding athleticism. Was surprising that he left when he did. I recall that when I heard. But at 6'5", a 7-foot wingspan, he's got a chance to be special.
And he makes the first.
You know, you look at the potential Murray has, and it's exciting, quite honestly. He's a lead guard. He plays the point, but he's more of a scorer than a distributor at this point.
And he can't hit the second.
DeJounte Murray played just 1 season at the University of Washington. He grew up in Seattle and went to Rainier Beach High School. It's actually the same high school that produced Jamal Crawford. And as a matter of fact, a lot of good players have come out of the Emerald City.
And the foul on Mike Scott. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Free throw good, Murray. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are a concern, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pass to Bellinelli. Back to Murray. This one for 3, and the 3 ball is good. Murray's got 5.
How impressive was that shot from Murray? I mean, you make one on us, I'll come right back at you is what he's saying.
Down low and stolen by Murray. And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with Philadelphia.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Korkmaz is out there with Simmons. Then there's Horford. Then it's Mike Scott. And it's Thibault in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Back to Simmons. Passes to Horford. The pass to Korkmaz. Takes a three. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 5 rebounds tonight. To the inside, Gay. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Gay's got the lead up to 9 now for the Spurs.
Good, strong, aggressive finish by Gay there. That'll get a thumbs up from the coach.
Korkmaz passes to Horford. Horford double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's Philadelphia now. Knocked away. It's stolen by Carroll. It's blocked. Outside for Murray. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. The 76ers trail by 9. Outside, Simmons. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Murray with the defensive effort. The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Gay kicks to Bellinelli. Back to Gay. Pass to Carroll. Shot clock at 6. Inside. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Horford. It seems that guards are rebounding now more than ever. What do you make of that trend?
You know what, Kevin? I think it's a function of how the game is played. More and more teams play small ball, where they really don't have a big guy out there or a traditional center out there. You may have guards and wings, and oftentimes your tallest guy might be 6'8". So it makes it important for guards and everybody to rebound the ball. So I think you see more guards getting more rebounds because of teams playing small ball as a function of the three-point shot's importance in the game.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
That one misses.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job, pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Simmons against Murray. Simmons passes to Thibault. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. James Ennis, he'll check in for Philadelphia. The Spurs also changing it up. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Trey Lyles. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Mills in for Murray. And it's Carroll with the ball for San Antonio. They've led by as much as 10. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. There's the feed to Gay. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Carroll. Poked away. It's stolen by Ennis. Pass to Korkmaz. It's good. The assist that time for Menace. Now it's just a 3-point Spurs lead.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Here's DeRozan, and nothing is falling for him right now. The 76ers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Harris kicks to Horford. Back to Harris. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Gay. DeRozan surveying the D. Mills with it, working on Horford. Aldridge. San Antonio again missing. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control.
Here's Simmons. Gay with the block.
Gay using his reach and bounce to perfection to block the shot.
Here's Carroll, rejected by Harris, and they're able to recover. DeRozan's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 3. Harris, good. Harris has got 4 points this quarter. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Passes it to Korkmaz. He kicks it to Simmons. And there's the pass to Horford. He goes up again. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, looking to score often from there, Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls. You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And Harris, with his strong play last season, got a big payout because of it.
Yeah, and I think he earned it. And he'll continue to work hard to live up to the contract. But more importantly, I think he wants to be the best he can be, and that'll be his focus. And he'll have to adjust to teams adjusting more to trying to slow him down.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
San Antonio calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Mills can't hit.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
They get a hand on it. Here's Forbes, and the rejection by Embiid. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. Oh, what a finish!
Good. And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
Pass to Forbes. Now Pirtle to the middle, looking for Aldridge. He gets it there. And that one hits back iron. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 16-5 run here. Harris kicks to Horford. They grab their own miss. Harris passes to Ennis. And here is Horford. Shot clock at 5. The 3 bangs home the trifecta. And now a 6-point Philadelphia lead.
And made only about a quarter of their shots in the first. Totally flat, but they bounced back and built a lead here with a much better second quarter.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Now Ennis still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Horford. Outside, Simmons. Embiid trying to break loose. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Horford.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Pirtle kicks to Forbes. Here's Aldridge, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
The first one falls. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
Josh Richardson's checked in for Philadelphia. And he makes both free throws.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
On the wing, Harris. Back to Simmons. Richardson outside. Kicks to Embiid from deep. San Antonio with the rebound. Now here's Mills. His last outing, 16 points for him.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good.
Boy, the Sixers have come a long way in a short period of time. I mean, 2 years after finishing as the 4th worst team in the league, guys, they came within a few points of making the Eastern Conference Final.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. And the Sixers team has championship aspirations. Clark, can they make it out of the East, you think?
Yeah, I think this Sixers team, guys, is very much capable of being an Eastern Conference champion. I mean, we forget about all the midseason trades they had a season ago. They didn't have a lot of time to ferment and gel. I think with a full season, training camp and a full season, with the players they have, they're going to be a force in the East for several years.
Simmons passes to Horford. 76ers moving the ball around. Embiid dishes to Harris. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
The turnovers keep coming. It's been a pretty sloppy start to the game for them, but they're still in the driver's seat.
Mike Scott's checked in for Al Horford. The Spurs also with the sub. Murray's checked in. Spurs trail by 3. Passes it to Forbes. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Embiid. And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
And the first one drops.
You know, it's really interesting to note that Forbes went to the same high school in Detroit as a certain friend of ours. I think the guy's name I'm thinking about here is Chris Webber.
Both good from the line that time. And it's the 76ers with the ball. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Murray against Simmons. It's good. Simmons got 6 here in this quarter.
It really is a thing of beauty watching Simmons in screen and roll situations. I mean, he's a manipulative master when it comes to tearing apart the defense.
Now the pass to Pirtle. Shoots the 3. Offensive rebound, Spurs. 2 points. That one goes. And that's 10 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Richardson outside. On the wing, Harris. Shoots over DeRozan. Harris's shot is off. San Antonio trailing here. Pass to Pirtle. Back to DeRozan. To the paint. Embiid with the steal. Simmons with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. And Simmons slams it in.
Well, I love watching Simmons run the floor. So effortless and efficient in his movement.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
DeRozan. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Simmons on the wing. Aldridge is covering. No good from Simmons. Spurs trail by 3. Here is Forbes. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
Excellent decision that time by DeRozan. No wasted time at all, and no reason to. I mean, when you're as good as he is from mid-range, let it happen.
1 second left. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. He keyed their comeback effort. He's the reason they are tied to close out the quarter. And we'll be right back after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. It was a rough ride in the first quarter for Philadelphia. They gave themselves a lot of work to do by letting the deficit get to as many as 9 points in the period. They came out in the second quarter with a lot more energy and with some nice offensive stretches and were able to even things up before the half. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunity. A few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Ben Simmons really making a difference here.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for San Antonio, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Then it's DeRozan, then it's Mills, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. He dishes it to Aldridge for the lead. That's tipped. Now here's Richardson, covered by Mills. It's good. Simmons got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the 76ers. And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. And the layup's good off the glass. Mills has got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
Hey, listen up now. Let me give you one word about Mills tonight. Indefatigable. That means he never runs out of energy.
Outside, Simmons. To the middle. Here's Embiid. Aldridge with some nice D. And San Antonio shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. And here's Mills from the arc. Scott pulls it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The offensive rebound. Richardson for three. No good. Shot missing.
Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Pass to Forbes for the lead. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Forbes has got 5.
Boy, DeRozan showing you good recognition there. Saw the gap in the defense and fired the pass to the wide open man. Doesn't get much better than that.
Here's Simmons, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And San Antonio called for the foul.
Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
No good on that one. And Clark standing 6'10". Has there ever been a player Ben Simmons' size or bigger who could handle and pass like this?
I really don't think so, Kevin. Obviously, LeBron is 2 inches shorter and probably 15 pounds heavier. Giannis is more of a scorer than a passer and facilitator. Magic Johnson was the first of the true 6'8"-ish point guards. He might be the closest when you look at Ben Simmons, but man, he's special because of that size and passing ability.
The 76ers trail by 3. Here's Richardson. Mills with the steal. Simmons against DeRozan. There's the dish to Pirtle. Offline with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Pirtle with the steal. And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. Got a piece of it. Feeds it to DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Simmons looking it over. Passes it to Richardson. On the wing, Harris. Will it go? And it's in there. Harris has got 11.
Well, there's not much you can do about that, fellas. I mean, Harris is so good at remaining focused, concentrating on the basket, and sticking it to the defense.
Mills finds DeRozan. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Harris. Richardson right side. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
Boy, a good passer at his position. Harris knows when to look for his teammates.
The 76ers have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Korkmaz checked in for Tobias Harris. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Damari Carroll's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bellinelli in for Bryn Forbes. Free throw off from Richardson. San Antonio leading. Mills with it. 12 points for him. Rudy Gay on the wing. Off target from three-point range. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, Embiid plays with really good effort, and he plays with an effervescence that's contagious, and it's really endearing for a guy of his size.
Here's Mills. They double him with Horford. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Spurs now. Gay passes to Mills. Now here's Gay. 6 on the shot clock. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Inside. Here's Horford. Embiid trying to break loose. Gay kicks to Mills. That's tipped. The pass to Carroll. It's Gay on the wing. A fadeaway, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Gay's got 8. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Richardson, no luck.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's Simmons. Rebound, San Antonio. Lyles got 8 rebounds in this game. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Mills looking it over. From outside the arc. No good. Now the 76ers take it the other way.
They can't seem to find the range here in the second. He did a great job in the first, hitting 3 from outside.
And that one's good. Korkmaz. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Mills dishes to Gay. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Richardson outside. Pass to Korkmaz. The drive by Simmons. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
The first free throw is good. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. Fifth on the list, the 76ers.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Spurs trail by 3. Murray kicks to Lyles. Murray outside. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray.
And let's quickly take a look at the stats for Gay. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lyles kicks to Bellinelli. Back to Lyles. And here is Bellinelli. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Back to Lyles. Tipped away. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Gay. And that one goes long.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
And that one's good. Korkmaz.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Lyles. Now, here's Bellinelli. He's tightly guarded. Gay against Embiid. And Embiid with the block. Simmons left side. Pass to Korkmaz. Horford up top. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Gay. Gay's got 6 rebounds in the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. So it's San Antonio now. They trail by 7. 6 to shoot. And it's Murray penetrating. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Philadelphia has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Good work there as it goes.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
He kicks it to Gay. Offensive rebound, and it's sent back by Horford.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And now, a look at the upcoming schedule for the 76ers. On Saturday, They'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. And then on Monday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. And the first one drops. A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. And it's DeRozan in for DeMarre Carroll. He's off on the second. And Murray's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. It's a 10-point game. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And how about the numbers here for Ben Simmons? Second in steals, seventh in assists, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals. He's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from him. San Antonio making a switch here. Forbes checked in. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 19-4 run. Here's Thibault. He's got 9. To the inside. Simmons inside. He's covered by Murray. No good from Simmons. 1:19 left to play in the third. Simmons against Murray. The pass to Lyles. Trying his luck from deep. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And the first one at the line is good. And the 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Pirtle, he's checked in for Lyles. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Spurs trail by 12. Pass to Aldridge. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Aldridge has got 12.
You know, you look at the mid-range game Aldridge has, it keeps the defense honest. They have to worry about a lot more than just his post game.
Here's Thibault. He's got 11. Here's Harris. At the elbow, Horford. Simmons on the wing. Over Murray. Another miss by Philadelphia. Here is Forbes. He has 5. Kicks it to DeRozan. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Philadelphia ahead, leading by 10. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Spurs trail by 10. They've got Tobias Harris. Horford is out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Thibault in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
Simmons against Murray. But he recovers it. Simmons passes to Harris. Harris missing again. The Spurs shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. The feed now to Murray. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, the shot repertoire of Jakob Poeltl, mostly 10 feet and in, is his strength.
He's an old school big man in every sense of the word, but efficient in what he does.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And Clark at 7 feet tall. Poeltl a live body in there.
He's live, and he's also no stiff, guys. Poeltl can catch and finish. He's active in defending. Gets off the ground quickly and easily. I like his package as a big guy.
He hits the second from the line. The 76ers leading by 7. And Simmons kicks to Harris. It's stolen by DeRozan. And here's the break. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
Well, that steal was really triggered by the quick instincts of DeRozan. Very aware and then anticipating the pass.
Outside, Simmons. Lock at 6. From deep. The 76ers again can't hit it. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Murray, you give him that type of opportunity, you're asking for trouble. He is a strong finisher.
Down low. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Scott. 18 points for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
And it's blocked.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Pass to Harris. Passes it to Horford. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, you know, you can't get overly physical with Harris because once you do, he turns it against you and uses it for his good.
And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
That's good from Harris.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Murray outside. He feeds it to Aldridge. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Ben Simmons.
And, you know, Aldridge is a load to deal with. When he gets good position, you pretty much have to be physical with him.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Boy, I love his stroke. Aldridge has a sweet stroke and continues to produce a nightly double-double threat who doesn't mind being the focal point of the offense.
Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Philadelphia leading by 6. And then Simmons slams it in.
Yeah, and you know, for Simmons to be so young, he has a great basketball IQ, and he plays to his strengths on offense and plays to them well.
There's the pass to Forbes. Now Pirtle, Richardson covering. Here's Aldridge. No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Horford. Philadelphia has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And he comes up with the deuce. And it's 8 points for Joel Embiid.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
DeRozan on the wing. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Spurs trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Mills kicks to Pirtle. Pass to Forbes. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Now Pirtle beyond the arc. Cans it from downtown. Pirtle's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, what a smart pass that time by Aldridge.
Simmons dishes to Richardson. He's looking for Horford and finds him. Here's Embiid. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
That free throw missing. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
And he sinks the second.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. A polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
Aldridge, no luck.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Mills with it, working on Horford. Mills can't hit. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 13-4 run right now. No good from Simmons.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on DeRozan. That's good from Richardson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Mills. He kicks to Pirtle. Dishes it to Forbes. Poked loose. Out left to the wing. And here's Mills from the arc. Drills it from outside.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Richardson outside. Pass to Horford. Outside, Simmons. Mills with it. Outguarded by Simmons. Three-pointer. Mills can't hit.
You know, he's just chucking it up from distance this quarter. If you're going to do this, especially in the second half, you better make them.
Here's Simmons. Good on the short little jump shot. Simmons got 12 points here in the second half.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Up top, Mills, guarded by Horford. Mills with it, working on Horford. Mills finds Pirtle. 2 on the clock, and they double up DeRozan. Pirtle's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that number.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his 5th foul.
And you've got to be more careful in that situation. That's his 5th foul, and now he's walking a fine line.
Now Mills.
Hey, who's watching him?
Since halftime, he has just been in a funk offensively.
Good work defensively by Horford. Rebounded by the Spurs. Pirtle's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Forbes the pass to Pirtle. And here's Mills from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Mills has got a couple of three-pointers now in the 4th for San Antonio. Now here's Simmons, covered by Mills. Now here is Horford. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
You know, over time, Aldridge has really developed into a pretty good shot blocker.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And you look at Joel Embiid, Clark, for a player standing 7'2", probably close to 300 pounds. You've got to be impressed with how well he moves out there.
And, Kevin, that's the first and most eye-catching thing about him when I watch him, is how nimble he is for his size. And you notice it at the offensive end because he's got great skills and footwork, but defensively, he doesn't pick up a lot of cheap fouls despite having the primary role of rim protector for his team.
And Embiid drops them both. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about it, market size, nightlife for some guys is important. business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles. Season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
Good.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
And it's Mills with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 18. Kicks to Pirtle. Aldridge against Horford. Shoots a fader. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Boy, that's a nice touch. Aldridge very comfortable with his jump shot.
The 76ers leading by 16. Richardson outside. First one falls for him. Spurs trail by 18. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Well, you know, he's destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool him off.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Ben Simmons.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Murray surveying the D. Here's Pirtle. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
Major muscle from Pirtle. Just bully balling the defense with his interior game.
Passes to Embiid. Lets the three fly. Offensive rebound. Spurs trail by 16. 1:58 left to play here in the fourth. There's another block, making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Spurs with possession here. Aldridge kicks to Pirtle. Clock at 4. And the pass to Aldridge. Over Horford. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the 76ers.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
That was a big advantage. The other team was defending with their hands instead of moving their feet, and they handed them a lot of easy points at the line.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice, they're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Ben Simmons.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Simmons against Murray. Pass to Aldridge. Now here is Pirtle. Not a lot of room, but they'll get another chance. He kicks to Murray. Outside Aldridge. Pass to DeRozan. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.